Success is Counted Sweetest by Emily Dickinson. Emily Elizabeth Dickinson was born on December 10th, 1830, and passed away May 15th, 1886. She was a devout American poet and a member of the American Poet Society. Dickinson was born in Amherst, Massachusetts, to a family that was very prominent within its community. She lived a secluded lifestyle and was a very introverted person. Many were surprised to learn that she was a poet and expressed herself, even though she portrayed these characteristics of an introvert. Success is counted sweetest. Success is counted sweetest by those who ne'er succeed. To comprehend a nectar requires sorest need. Not one of all the purple host who took the flag today can tell the definition so clear of victory. As he defeated, dying, on whose forbidden ear the distant strains of triumph burst agonized and clear. This poem was published in 1859 by Emily Dickinson, but she did not release that she was the person who wrote the poem. Therefore, in Langton terms, it was published anonymously. Poem analysis. In this section, I've created my own version of the poem in order to describe and analyze the poem in a more simpler way. Success is most valued by those who fail, because those who fail value success and have a strong desire to succeed. Not all of those brave people who defended their country are here to tell their stories that are full of victory. As the brave die, many people cannot hear their true stories of success that are told by others. What does Dickinson mean? Well, in this poem, Dickinson is describing an army which has won a fight. She goes on to describe the fight in the point of view of a person who's passed away. She goes on to say that the person who is dying values success more greatly as they know what it has costed them. And those others who have succeeded but have not lost anything do not know what the true meaning of success is. And the only person who values success's story is told by others, therefore no one will ever know the true meaning of success. Literary devices within the poem. Emily Dickinson uses literary devices such as metaphors, syntax, and alliteration. So, Dickinson uses a metaphor to provide imagery towards her poem. The metaphor she uses is, to comprehend a nectar requires sorest need. A metaphor is a literary device or figure of speech that in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally plausible. In this example of metaphor, the subject that is being compared to that is not literally plausible is nectar. So a nectar is sweet, and as we can tell in the first stanza, Emily Dickinson says success is counted sweetest. Throughout this whole poem, she tries to relate something to being sweet. And in the third line of this poem, she uses nectar to make that comparison. So to comprehend a nectar requires sorest need. she is saying that in order to comprehend something so sweet like success, one must want it very badly. So, these words leave the word success is counted sweeter leaves the reader wondering, when is success counted sweetest? And she builds up the plot of the poem and quickly introduces the theme of the poem. And the literary device places an emphasis on the idea of success being something people should value more often. Another figurative language device that Emily Dickinson uses is alliteration. So, Dickinson uses alliteration to describe her thought in vivid detail, to create a natural use of imagery. The example that we will be using is success is counted sweetest. You can hear the alliteration whenever I say it. Success is counted sweetest. This alliteration is provided by the S's on the first, in the beginning of the word, on the first and last words of this line. Here she is saying that success can only be counted sweetest whenever, going back to the metaphor example, a nectar requires source need. The alliteration really provides emphasis on success and sweet, comparing the two words together and providing a way for the reader to comprehend the point that she's trying to make rapidly. The other figure of speech that she uses is syntax. The example is, as he who defeated, dying, on whose forbidden ear, the distant strains of triumph burst agonized and clear. Syntax is the arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences in a language. Emily Dickinson was well known for using these dashes to seclude words that she felt were important within a poem. The word that she secludes here and puts emphasis on is dying. As he who defeated, dying, she is saying that the person who was defeated is now dying, and his story cannot be heard because he is unable to tell it. Therefore, his true strains of triumph will never be known. By her secluding the word dying, she is putting an emphasis on the words agonized and clear. How does this poem relate to today? Although the poem was written in 1859, it still has modern ties. Emily Dickinson was able to write this poem in a way where it would stay modern and could be related to anyone in almost any situation where success is present. In 1859, there were many wars being broken out, and Emily Dickinson wanted to pay tribute to those who lost their lives in the war by saying that their true stories of success will never be told because they've given so much up for the lives of others. In 2019, being successful is not as hard as it once was. This can cause for achievements to lose value. In this poem, Dickinson uses many literary techniques that contribute to the meaning of the poem. She describes a similar issue in the context of the classical era and uses strong, assertive diction, metaphors, and syntax to convey the theme in order to value success. One example from 2019 of success not being valued or appreciated can be the USC and college admission scandals. Many celebrities paid off colleges to allow their students to be accepted into there. But how can one value this success if they did not work hard enough to achieve this themselves? You should vote for this poem because as a strong female poet, Emily Dickinson wrote about many things that she felt were important. Her poems usually questioned death, immortality, and strong male powers. This was unusual for the era of 1859 because women were supposed to be quiet and listen to male figures. This is the reason why Emily Dickinson had to publish the poem anonymously in 1859, but later it came out that she was the one who wrote it. You should vote for this poem because Emily Dickinson was a strong female poet that many people did not value.